I found some black fabric in my stash. I mean, just plain black. But what I did is I cut it 1.5 inches wide, and it's currently doubled up, right? It's actually much longer. But I am going to take this, right? And then, so it's in half already, and then I'm gonna go in half again, right? And then just one more time, because I want this to be really stable. I want it to be long enough to go over the bar, right? But then also be pinned fairly high, right? So I think that this is probably a good enough length. Let me just double check. Oh yeah. So you can see that, let me get out of the way. You can see that that length of strap is actually going to be fairly decent, and I'm going to use these massive pins, like I said, to distribute the weight. Look how freaking long these things are. It's like 4 inches. Like I said, distribute the weight as much as I can so that it's not hanging kind of on one pinpoint and pulling on the fabric weird. All right? All right, once again, started with an 1.5 by 40-inch strip, right? Just gonna fold in half once, twice, just like that. That's gonna be the length. So what I'm gonna do is just take this length, which is folded twice, right? It's folded in half, bloop, and then one more time. And so this is the strap that I'm actually gonna focus on. And what I'm gonna do is just run, first of all, a seam just down the very, very edge on all 3 sides that are, you know, loose. Obviously this side is folded over, so it doesn't need to be secured, but if you wanted to make it look cute, you could do that as well. And then just, I'm gonna run a blanket stitch around the edge just to make it look more decorative and finished, even though it's a raw edge. I just don't like raw edges, that's just me. So anyways, we're gonna start trucking along on that. My first one is done here. You can see it's just 1/4 inch seam allowance around. I'm going to make a total of 9, right? Because I want 1 on each end, that's 2, then 1 in the middle, 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So I have them evenly distributed. I'm gonna do 8 more strips. All right, I changed out the foot, and I'm gonna start to do this blanket stitch here. Let me just get this started, and then I'll show you. That, I mean, I'm sure you know what a blanket stitch is, but kind of looks like this, right? So it goes along the edge, and then it cuts into it, and then goes along the edge, and then cuts into it. It gives it a really nice finish. On my machine, I just dial it in here, mode 2, 37. I'm on a Janome Memory Craft 6600, but I'm sure your machine comes with something like this. It's usually tucked back here, but to show you the different stitches, and then just dial it in, and away we go. Okie doke. I have done it on 3 sides. I don't know if you can see it. It's black on black, very, very difficult to see, but it looks really cool, and it looks like a real strap. It's very solid, and so when I fold it over like this, right, and I put, like, if this is the bar, just fold it over like this, and then I'm gonna use a really large pin, like I said, to distribute the weight while the quilt is hanging. But I'm very pleased with the way that it's turning out. Oh, there we go. You can kind of see it close up, right? I love it. The sewing part is done on all 9 of them. I'm just gonna go ahead and trim up the extra threads, and then I'm going to show you how to attach it to the back of the quilt and get it up on the rod. Oh, and look, the sun is up. Hello, day. All right, I got my strips here, and what I'm gonna do is, right, sorry, I'm wearing a black shirt. It's kind of hard to see when I do it in front of me. But again, these are now, let me just give you the, so they're about 9.5 inches for me, just because of the size of my bar here. But yeah, I'm gonna take them, all right, flip them in half like this, and I'm just gonna kind of tack them on with one of these really long, it's almost hat pin length on the back of it. And I'm gonna start, like I said, one on either side, then one in the middle, and then 2 more in the middle of those, and then the last 4 along. But again, I'm just gonna tack them on here just with the pin real fast, so that once I get it up there, and again, both sides are going to the underside, right, to the back side where they're gonna be pinned. I'm not gonna have anything showing on the front because I don't want it to be visually confusing, and I want it to look like just straps across. All right, so that's what I'm gonna be doing next. So this is pretty much ready to go up on the wall. All my straps are here, and I ultimately decided to just pin it on one side with the whole strap loose, essentially, so that once I get it up on the wall, I can just do this really fast, hold it, and put the pin in. The other thing I wanted you to see is essentially this. Let me see if I can focus this down a little bit. Where I'm placing the pin. Now, your binding is going to be your strongest point, right? So I want the pin to go just under this black line of the binding, right? So that the strength of all of this binding is what is being put the pressure on, rather than in the middle of the fabric where it's gonna have a little bit more tendency to pull a slightly bigger hole, right? So again, use the strength of this binding right here, right, in order to hold up your quilt rather than the fabric itself. I'm ready to start putting it up on my bar. I'm gonna keep those first pins in there and get a bunch of second pins and hold them so that as I go along, and again, I'm gonna take out the second pin once it's up, but I'm gonna go through the first pass just real quick and add it. So I'm gonna do this. Look, it is up at least. I mean, it's not pinned great. I'm gonna go back through now that it's actually up. That first pass I was just running through and putting in that second pin as fast as I could to try and lift it up and not have the weight of it being pulled down. So I'm gonna go back through and repin it again, but I am super excited about the way that it is turning out. I've always wanted something like this to display my quilts on the wall, right? Here's my workstation, and then the bookshelves I just had installed with that rod underneath for display. Anyways, like I said, I'm super excited. Hooray! Check it out. It is done. Done, done, done. And I'm super, super thrilled with it. It's just one way to display quilts. Like I said before, it's often more convenient if you have a bar that you can put through. But this one is static, and I needed to come up with a way in order to hold it. Like I said, maybe this is a way that you can find a space in your house where you just run a pipe literally under a shelf or something like this that kind of comes out 90 degrees from the wall. So I hope that's helpful. Thank you again for tuning in, and I hope to hear from you again. And as always, check out quiltingcowboy.com. Thanks.